There are many, many cases of extraterrestrial healings of human beings on board the spaceships. And these are complete healings. They last for the rest of the person's life. So it is a really wonderful service that they are giving. And it's not only the little gray beings who do that healing, it's quite a number of other species of beings who collaborate in the healing as well. So it's a pretty widespread talent that these groups have, and they really benefit people. I think it's absolutely outstanding. And sometimes a person has a bad condition going on physically, and the beings will come in the night, usually, to the person's bedroom, and they'll just simply do the healing right there. They don't even have to take the person on board the spacecraft. They just simply do the healing. In the very first case that I ever had, the first young woman I ever worked with, one of her regressions showed that at a time when she had had a really painful, severe ear infection, that one night while she was having that infection, she woke up to realize that she was being rolled from her back onto her side with the ear that was affected on the upper side. And then she was aware by rolling her eyes back that there were three very tall white extraterrestrial beings there, and they were doing something with her ear. They were healing her ear. When she woke up a few hours later in the morning, she realized that she had no more pain whatsoever in that ear. And she went again to the doctor to have it checked. And he said, "Yeah, you're completely cured." I don't know how it happened, but you got cured. He knows, having had the regression, that it was the healing done by the extraterrestrials. So these things happen to many people. I have regressed people to so many incidents of healing, either at home where they are or on the ship. And as I said, by quite a number of different types of beings. So in one healing session on board the ship, there may be a little gray being, there may be a tall white being, there may be a taller gray type being, but with tan skin. There might be a reptilian being, and often just a few feet away, the person notices that there's a very tall mantis being who seems to be in charge. He seems to be overlooking the whole procedure that the other beings are doing. And that has been reported many times by many different people. People, of course, can be so fearful, understandably, about what happens when they sense the beings are there. And some of them remember enough of the experience to know that they're levitated up out of the bed. The bed covers just sort of slip away, and then they're floated across the room. Usually that's all they remember consciously. But in the regression, it shows that after being flown across the room, they are just levitated right through the wall with the beings and through the air and up into a ship and then into a particular room where the major things happen. So there are many, many other things, too, that happen when the person is taken to the UFO. Sometimes they're introduced to a hybrid baby whom they have had. They had known maybe that they were pregnant for a couple of months, validated by a doctor. But lo and behold, after a couple of months, they suddenly didn't feel pregnant again. And that means that the beings had come and removed that little fetus and then put it in a tank of special fluid on the spaceship. and gestated it full term until it was ready to be born or taken out of the tank. And then the hybrid baby is raised there on the ship, and in most cases would be living its life there on the ship because it's not human enough in genetics, has some human genetics, but not enough to actually be able to live here on Earth.
Can we talk about this for one sec? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to talk about this because the hybridization thing has been brought up within congressional members have brought this up. So this isn't something that's like not, I mean, I know this sounds completely fantastic, but it has been brought up. So and I know you mentioned that there's probably several different agendas going on here because you got all the complexity of different species and different factions within species, right? So, but do you have any information about what the reason would be? One reason would be for a hybridization. Is it to integrate into society here, or is it to seed life elsewhere?